In this video, I am going to help you figure out which social media platform you should actually be on. Not the one that everyone says that you need, not the one that's trending this month, but the one that actually makes sense for you, your business, and your real life. So if you have ever asked yourself, should I be on Instagram or TikTok? Do I need a podcast, a YouTube channel? Am I hurting my business by not being everywhere? Then this video is for you. Hey, I'm Devan. I've been running my business for over 5 years, building a booked out service based business locally and online while raising three kids, three feral kids, and doing this in real life, not in a perfectly curated bubble, which is what a lot of people want you to believe happens when you become a business owner. But that is not how it works. Here is the first thing that I want you to hear when it comes to social media. Most people do not need more platforms. They need clarity and consistency on one because social media is a tool. It's not the whole business, it's a piece of the puzzle. And social media is definitely not a personality test. You don't have to pick a platform just because it's popular. You need to pick it because it fits how you communicate and how your people buy. So let's break this down in a way that actually helps and isn't just me blowing smoke up your butt. All right, first question. How do you communicate best? Not how do you think you should, but how do you actually communicate best? And not what you feel pressured to do. I want you to be honest. If you're good at talking, explaining, teaching, and storytelling out loud, maybe platforms like YouTube or podcasting or going live make sense for you. If you're good at short, punchy thoughts, visuals, and quick connection, Instagram or TikTok might feel easier. If you're good at writing, explaining things clearly, and building trust over time, Facebook and LinkedIn or email could be a better fit. Maybe you want a Substack. Maybe you want a blog. Your best platform is usually the one that feels the least performative. So, which one can you be on that you can feel yourself and you're not performing when you're doing it? Second question, where are your clients already spending time? Okay, this is not where the gurus are hanging out. Although we might have a mixed opinion and idea of where our clients are because we haven't done market research. But this is honestly the least important of the two questions between 1 and 2 because you want to be somewhere you're comfortable. So that's more important than where your clients are spending time. And I know that goes against what a lot of marketing people say because you want to be marketing to your clients, to your ideal people who will buy from you. But if you hate that platform, you're not going to be on it anyway. So it doesn't matter if your clients are there because you're going to feel fake and forced and you're going to hate doing it. So the first question was, how do you communicate best? And within the subtext of that is, where do you like to hang out the most? That is a piece of how you communicate and how you show up authentically. So that second question of where are your clients already spending time, it's a little less important, still something to consider, but not as high priority as where you like to hang out and spend time. Okay. But going back to that question, where are your clients already spending time? We're thinking about not where other coaches are already obsessed with it, not where other people are telling you to be. It's where your actual clients are. So if you are working with local businesses or moms or community service-based businesses, community-based services, Facebook is actually still pretty effective for that. If you're working with professionals or corporate clients or business to business, LinkedIn makes more sense. If your brand is visual or personal or lifestyle driven, then Instagram can work really well. But if you teach, explain, or want long-term search-based growth, YouTube is powerful. It's one of the biggest places to go when people are looking for how-tos. So if your people are not there in the space that you're taking up, then posting more or harder is really not going to fix that. So we do need to keep it in mind, but it is from a level of where do you want to hang out versus where they hang out. Where you hang out is more important just from a standpoint of what you can actually do. And that leads me to my third question. What can you realistically sustain? This actually matters more than people think. You need to be honest with yourself, and you don't need to post every single freaking day when it's just you trying to run your business, trying to show up on social media and tell people about it. If you can post once or twice a week, that is not a problem. But I want you to pick a platform where that is enough. So that is something to consider. So how do you communicate best? Where are your people at? Where do you like hanging out? And what can you realistically sustain? So we want to pick a platform that matches all three of those things. So if you hate being on camera every day, forcing yourself onto TikTok is going to drain you. If you hate writing captions, Instagram might feel a little heavy. If you hate long form content, then YouTube's going to feel overwhelming. So the reality is that consistency beats intensity every single time. So we just want to be consistent in whatever way that looks like for you. Maybe that's doing one piece of long form content a month, breaking that up into different pieces on one platform that you love. Maybe it's posting little tiny pieces of content every single day because you enjoy it and it's fun and there's no pressure. You have to be honest with yourself what's going to work for you. And you don't need a perfect strategy. It is not going to be that serious if you fall off the wagon and forget to post your Miracle Monday every Monday, right? That's the old school style stuff, but you can do what you can, what works for you. So no perfect strategy, but you do need one that you're actually going to follow. And I want you to hear that like in your soul. In your soul, you don't need a perfect strategy. You just need a strategy that you're actually going to follow through on. So I want you to stop switching platforms every 30 days. I want you to stop rebranding every time engagement dips. I want you to stop assuming low likes means it's not working, because most people are actually watching quietly. This is no longer 2020, 2021. People are inundated with all this information and they are not sitting there liking all the posts, commenting, etc. They're just watching and scrolling and it's going in and it's building trust and your face is showing up, but they're not actually going to engage as much as they used to. So this is just knowing that trust is built over time and momentum comes from staying visible long enough for people to recognize you. So if you are early in business, this is my honest recommendation. Pick one main platform. One, use it to start conversations, build trust, and clearly talk about your offer. This is a platform that is in your communication style, where your people hang out, where you like to hang out, and where you can sustain some type of imperfectly but consistent strategy. So this space that you're thinking, you probably actually have something already in mind before you watch this video. And so I want you to just go with that. Go with that gut instinct, because you're starting conversations, you're building trust, and you're talking about your offer on this platform. And it's going to support you with real world connections and referrals and emails and local networking, because social media should support your business, not run it. It's not your whole marketing thing. So don't overthink this. Pick your place, build your trust. Now, I also want to ground this in some real world data, because if you're anything like me, you love the data that is there to validate your ideas and your gut. And there's so much noise out there right now, so I think this is important to add. There was a major social media study released going into 2026 that analyzed 39 million posts across all the major platforms. And the short version of this study is that every single platform is more crowded than it was last year. There's more posts, there's more accounts, there's more competition for attention, which means that posting more is not the answer. So what did stand out though in this data was that videos still perform well almost everywhere, but not in a way of doing more, post more type of way. TikTok still leads in reach and interaction overall, especially for smaller accounts. But even there, the average views and engagement per post are going down because the platform is so saturated. So keeping this in mind. Instagram is one of the hardest places to grow right now. If you're on Instagram, you know this. The likes, the comments, the follows, they're just not really there on Instagram. That's the reach and the reels visibility are down, even though more people are posting than ever. And in Facebook, which is the surprise, and this is one that surprised me the most, is that Facebook actually saw a jump in reach and engagement last year, especially for small and local businesses. And now if you live in a small town like I do, Facebook is where people are. And then YouTube. is quietly one of the strongest platforms right now. Views per video are up, engagement is up, and content lasts longer instead of disappearing in 24 hours. And that is across every platform. The accounts that performed best were not the ones posting the most. They were the ones that were creating clearer, more human, more intentional content. So the takeaway from all of this is that you don't need to be everywhere. You should not be everywhere. The takeaway is that picking the right place and showing up well matters more than ever. And especially right now, this matters more than ever. We are in a time where AI and business tools are freaking everywhere. Tools that can post for you, write for you, schedule for you, and even try to sound like you. There's even fake people, AI versions of you to do videos. And listen, I use AI too. It's not that I'm anti AI tools. Although there are things we need to think about, but this is the time, this is the day and age. But AI is just math. It's an algorithm. It's patterns and probability. But your human brain, your lived experience, your perspective, your nuance, and your energy, that cannot be replaced or replicated by math in the same way. And people do not hire perfectly optimized content. They hire trust. They hire the person who sounds real, who gets it, who feels human. So instead of chasing all these tools and every shortcut and every automated solution because they seem so cool and like they're going to help us and give us more time, but instead of doing that, finding a space where you can actually be you, where you can talk the way you talk, teach the way you teach, show up without forcing a persona. Because when you show up as a human, your people learn to trust you. And trust is what turns content into clients. It's not a perfectly curated social media post, although I do love me a good graphic. But that's not what is developing that trust. It's the consistency. It's showing up as yourself. It's that human touch, your brain, your experienced, your lived being. So before you overthink this or you go open another app, I want you to walk away with a quick gut check. Because I told you earlier, listen to your gut. But you can answer this literally as I say it. Okay. Do you actually like talking things out loud and explaining ideas? Do you actually like talking things out loud and explaining ideas? If yes, keep listening. If no, that's okay. I will come back to you in a second. So if you do like talking things out loud, ask yourself this. Do you want content that can work for you long term, where people can find you months from now? If yes, YouTube is probably your place. If not, something like a podcast or going live on Instagram or Facebook might feel better. Now, if you said no to liking being on camera or talking out loud, ask yourself this instead. Do you like writing and explaining things clearly in words? If yes, Facebook, LinkedIn, or even email might be a much better fit for you. If writing does not sound good either, ask yourself one more thing. Do you like quick content, visuals, and short form expression? If yes, Instagram or TikTok could work. If no, here's your permission slip. You do not need social media as your main strategy. And here is the most important question of all. Can you show up in this place consistently for the next 90 days without resenting it? If the answer is yes, you picked the right platform. If the answer is no, go back and choose again. Your platform should feel like somewhere you can breathe and not perform. So pick one, stay there, let people get to know you. That is how trust is built, and trust is what actually turns content into clients. And if this video helped you, hit subscribe. I share honest business and marketing content without the fluff, and I know everybody's using that, but that is all I can think of right now without the fluff. And if you want a simple, doable plan that helps you get clients without being everywhere or doing the most, I have a 30-day checklist to get your first client, which is linked below. Stop trying to do everything. Start doing what actually works for you. And that is it. I will see you in the next video.